Hello and welcome to episode 14 of the No Hype Zone.
14.
I am Seth. This is Lance.
Yes,
This is a show about what we love and what we don't love, and our hype and our no hype,
Yes.
literally. So we want to talk about that real quick. When we say hype, that is like what we love. When we say no hype, that is like unbiased, statistical information like that. What do you want to add on to that?
Your hype is your passion.
Yes.
You know what you like, who you bias towards them. Even though that this quarterback is throwing more interceptions than everybody, you decide to
Like
say
Brett
that,
Favre?
yeah, this quarterback can do no wrong. Or you got a player who happens to have the initials R and W, who
We're
shoots.
going Westbrook already?
I'm not going Westbrook. I said R and
said
W.
R&W.
That could be Russell Wilson. Oh no, because he plays football.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
could be
it
anybody.
could be.
But listen, just in case you want to point that to Russell Westbrook, which I don't see any wrong in Russell Westbrook, that's my hype. But the no hype, when I'm out of the playoffs after the first round,
For 3 years in a row.
that sucks. See, I don't need all that. This is the introduction. This is the warm up, man.
I know, I know.
But that's the no hype. So your hype is what you love. Your no hype is just calling it like it is, for real.
Yeah, just a reminder about that. Also, hey guys, we're trying to get to 100 likes on our videos. We want you guys to like and share and subscribe. Tell your friends. Are we trying to get famous? No, but we want to get the word spread out a little
I'm
bit more.
famous because I know you, man. You didn't know that. I mean,
Oh, thanks,
you
man.
know self.
Yeah, I'm famous in my own little bubble.
You are.
You know?
You locally famous,
Yeah.
internationally known.
Yeah.
You a bad dude,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. So we want to get like RJ. We want to get you to respond. Darwin. We want to get you to respond.
Come on, Darwin. Come on, RJ.
Who else? We got Travis and Dan. We want you guys to.
B-Rad, we need
Jump
you
on
to
there.
jump on there. Travis and Dan. Chris, we need you to jump on there. We need all y'all. Sid, the firm,
Jason.
the barbershop. Come on, George and Santana. Get busy. Let's get this thing
Hey,
going.
Mom, you respond too. Why don't you write something in the comments?
Tracy, you can be in the pedicure chair and manicure chair and having your people watching the No Hype Zone. I know it's a spa environment, but it's not to say a spa like a little sports debate. There's nothing wrong with that. You can have that. You can have the whole salon looking at it. I'm just saying. My mom is kind of dangerous with technology, so
Okay.
I give her a cell phone.
Oh.
It's
It's like a big dial phone. 1,
No,
7,
no,
one of those? No?
I try to get my mom to watch the show. Just put it like this. I get random YouTube songs that she's playing in the middle of the night. I'm like, I can't believe my mom's listening to this type of music. She has a cell smartphone, and when you get older and you get a smartphone, that's almost like drinking and driving. It's a problem. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. Mom, I love you. But as the rest of the family, all of y'all, especially Francesca, Steph has called you out 1,000 times. You can be having a whole hair salon, all your friends, Trisindra, you can have everybody over there at GM liking and subscribing. I'm calling all of y'all out. All of Siobhan, Patty, The Breakfast Club, Suzanne, Fred. I got
Saying I'm famous, but you just named off like 17 people.
Yeah, I know. I just went through all my family and friends and people.
Dang.
Yeah,
Okay.
but-
Also, Shane and Sean, we're on a big text thread together with our sports hype. Well, you guys are in your sports hype. I'm in the no hype. Always. I'm always in the no hype zone.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys got it. I know you guys watched last week's episode. We were talking about it. We're going to talk about you guys today. So, yeah. You guys like it and share it. Tell your friends. We want to get more views. So.
Yeah, we need it. And my Oklahoma family, please, all y'all, Tyler, I know you don't like Russell, but you're a Thunder fan. Please, everybody, we need likes.
And plus, okay, that's on. Plus, we have some great news. I don't want to spoil it for everybody just yet, but Tuesday, we have to be somewhere Tuesday at 2:15.
We can't talk
I
about
don't want to say it just yet. I don't want to say it yet.
I haven't
Hopefully,
told nobody.
Yes.
Don't-
Hopefully by our next episode, we could be like, hey, guess what, everybody?
Surprise!
Yes,
Y'all
big
thought we
surprise.
was just playing around here. Y'all just thought that, we was just two guys that just want to be on YouTube. Didn't know.
Don't drop any hints, man.
I'm not dropping
Okay.
hints.
Okay. All right.
Boom!
Big bomb. Yeah, we might have a big bomb for everybody next week, which would be great.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ready to fire away?
That's fine. Let's
Let's
go.
do this. Okay, so we're gonna start off with hockey today. I know we
right.
did that when we were at Sonny's house. We started with hockey.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. So playoffs are almost over. We have an Eastern Conference Final champion, the Bruins. They beat Carolina in 4 games. And then now we have a big controversy in the Western Conference between the San Jose Sharks and the St. Louis Blues.
You got to talk about my text message I sent to you that night, Thursday night with the. I know you were surprised.
That you knew what it was?
It-
Oh yeah, he sent me a text message
Y'all
like
could've seen
name
this.
dropped. You like name dropped him like, how do you like what? You were like watching this? But see, it takes controversy in hockey for this guy to watch it.
That's right.
So
I am a drama, controversial.
drama queen.
I'm not queen. See, that's terrible. Kept me. I like controversy. I like a little drama. It makes me kind of like get interested. And I like when St. Louis was slapping the plexiglass and screaming at the refs because they missed a hand pass.
Yes. I don't know why replay didn't overturn that. This goes back to 1999, the Buffalo Sabres against the Dallas Stars when Brett Hall's foot was in the crease and no goal. There should have been replay then. There's replay now.
Is that hype? Who was they playing
No, that's real. That's like for real. Everyone
Who were
knows
they
it.
playing against?
The Sabres.
So,
the Stanley Cup final.
So you sure that
This is
doesn't
the
have a
game
little
winner.
bit of hype in there because you're a
Look it up.
Sabres fan?
Look it up. I want you to look this up. Everyone knows his foot was in the crease. You see the camera from the top-down view. Foot was in the crease. No goal. They shouldn't have called it. This is not hype.
Everyone, every Sabre fan?
No, every fan across the world will know what I'm talking about. I promise you. This is no hype. This is kNOw hype. And this is NO hype. Don't give me that look. You don't know what I'm talking about. You got to see it.
You said the
Scouts on it.
Sabres. I already realized you in the
No,
hype.
this is true. This is true. No. So you're gonna eat your words when you see this. You're gonna
okay,
eat your words.
okay,
When you go home today, I want you to YouTube
Please.
Sabres, Brett Hall, foot in the crease, no goal. YouTube that.
Okay.
I'm telling you. So, do we need more? How do we not have enough replay officials? Like, how do you not? I mean, it was blatant hand pass. Yeah, it touched an opposing team's like his stick or his skate or something like that, but he didn't have control.
So you had Ethan and Connor. Coach Connor's another person. Sonny
Yeah.
Allison. We need y'all to send shots out. But you had Ethan and Connor arguing about that call.
Yeah, remember that
what
was yesterday.
Yeah. So what was Ethan's take on it? I mean, Ethan's hype on it.
So Ethan is a Sharks fan,
Okay.
but that was in their favor though.
Oh, yeah, that's
Because the
right.
Sharks won.
Okay,
The
so
Sharks
that's why
won.
he was over the top with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so he was going a little crazy, which is great because he was in his hype,
was in
which
his
is
hype,
which
yeah.
is what you should be when you're talking about your team, to an extent, I guess.
Yeah.
But Connor was saying, hey, you know, the other team needed to have control. If he hand passed it, the other team needed to control it in order for it to then not be considered a hand pass, I guess. You know, because Ethan was like, oh, it hit the other team. It's okay. It's not a hand pass. But Connor's saying it needed to be controlled for it to be then a legal goal or an illegal goal or whatever. So if you see the replay,
I'm still confused. I don't understand.
if you see the replay, he hand passed it, hit the other team, but the other team didn't control it, and then went to his own play after that,
Okay.
and they scored in overtime. So the reason why it's a big controversy is because it was an overtime. It was a game-winning goal.
Yeah, right.
Just like that New Orleans Rams game. That was a season-changing call that was missed. So I feel like if we get too much into this ref controversy, then these overblown calls are going to be, if we can get rid of those overblown calls that aren't called, then the little calls that are missed, those are going to become the next, oh, did you see him? He pass interference, he just put his finger on him like that. We need to have a huge, replay controversy over it. So we need to calm ourselves a little bit,
So he's in the hype with that. My hype on that is I kind of agree a little bit with him, but however, I think that if there's something that's blatant, especially
Yes.
when your season is on the line, I mean, you can't sit there and close your mouth. Because
Right.
what happens is, a lot of times, just going into the NBA, when a player, they may not get that call right then and there, but if the coach is politicking, saying, look, you got to watch these guys elbowing in there or you just missed the call, then the next time that player goes into the lane, some call it makeup calls, but a lot of
Sure.
times you have the ref now paying more attention. So my hype on that is, no one wants to see a delayed game going 2-3 hours over replays and
Yes.
stuff. And then you also don't want to see somebody just going over the top as far as complaining about the refs. However, when it's blatant, when it's something that's out there like the New Orleans, LA Rams
Yep.
call, that needs to be called out. I thought
Right.
Sean Payton handled that with the highest class possible, especially when his team was hosed out of making it to the Super Bowl. So.
Right, I agree. So now that series is tied at 2?
2?
It's 2-2, so now Boston's just kind of waiting in the wings to see what happens. So
I'm hoping that, the thing is, just for the sake of history, I like to see the trifecta. I like to see the city. So he's a big Boston Red Sox nerd. Everybody knows. So the Red Sox, the Patriots. I got Patriots fatigue. However, I respect the mess out of Belichick and Brady, the best system organization. We'll talk about systems a little bit later. But that system is, you criticize them because it's so perfect.
Yeah.
And now if you got the Bruins, that's going to get there. That's going to be 3 in one city. You can't beat
the last time that happened, 1935, Detroit. When they had everyone but basketball hit the trifecta in championship. So there's a little random fact for you.
I'm kidding, boy. Kidding, Doc. I like that.
Yeah. I guess that's all we have for hockey right now. Go watch your series, man. Like, hockey's a lot of fun. Playoff hockey is pretty fantastic.
Yeah, so you got the only series right now, and I'm watching it. Yes, I'm watching hockey. You should have seen the emoji. I gave him that Denzel Washington, when Denzel was talking to that boy in training day and said, boom, I just hit him with a whole bunch of stats. I broke down the names and I said, boom, take that. So I'm enjoying the St. Louis San Jose matchup right now. So I'm advising all you casual hockey fans, tune in, enjoy hockey, get yourself out your comfort zone, try to enjoy another sport.
Yes.
See, you might like it.
Fair enough.
All right.
Okay, transition into baseball here. Where we can start, I still want to say Cody Bellinger, great job, man. I watched him against...
I'm in my hype.
I watched him against the Padres.
Dodgers! I'm in my hype. Go ahead, Dodgers. Now back to my no hype. Yes, good job, Cody Bellinger.
Anyway, I was watching the Dodgers-Padres game on Wednesday, and I was able to watch Machado and Bellinger go yard. That was pretty cool to watch. Uh-oh. Dude, you got yourself in first place, man. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. So in my hype, that's fun to watch. I'm not particularly a Dodgers fan, but Patrick are going to kill me. I'll watch them because they're playing great baseball right now.
Say it again.
You know?
Say it again.
Patrick are going to kill me, but they're playing great baseball right now.
One more time. Say it again. Say it again.
They're playing great baseball right now.
I love it.
I think I have 2 Dodgers on my fantasy team. 2. Yeah. So, by the way, my fantasy baseball team doing fantastic. I'm up 18-8 on this guy I'm playing this week.
You don't have no Padres on that team.
If I win, I have 2 Padres. I have Eric Hosmer and I have Francil Reyes, who I just put him on my squad because he has 14 home runs and he plays left field. So keep hitting it, Fran Mill. My man.
Yeah. Okay. Go Dodgers. You're doing great. You're doing awesome. I'm proud of you. You know, again, that's all I'm going to say. Because when I get to the playoffs, I'm crying like a baby. So I'm always happy during the regular season. You guys do phenomenal stuff. Let's carry this thing over to the playoffs. And let's get past the championship game. Yeah, we can get to the championship game, but let's not wet the bed when we get to the championship game. Please. That's all I got to say. I mean that in my hype, and I'm saying that in my no hype as well, because you guys do wet the bed.
Ooh, self-burn. Those are rare.
Yeah, I just can't take that.
We are, 45 games in, so we're about a quarter of the way through the season already, which is kind of sad. Even though baseball is a long season, I can sit there and I can watch 3 games in a day and not be bored at all.
You know, Minnesota is starting to catch my eye, even though they've been in first place. I think I told you last week, I'm starting to really enjoy Toronto. I like
Vlad Guerrero just hit 2 home runs the other day, so good for him.
I like that.
Yeah.
He's doing just like he's hitting just like his dad.
Yeah.
You know, of course, Boston and New York, they both.
Boston is finally getting their act together, which is great.
Yeah.
So all those naysayers out there, oh my God, you know, the Red Sox are 1-8. What is going on? Oh my God, the season's over. It's a long season. Right. I've been having this conversation with Jason, who's in here, who's a Yankees fan. Even he's like, hey guys, it's a long season. He gets it. All the baseball nerds understand, but you know those people who are in their hype about baseball. Oh my God, like we're freaking out. Oh my God.
But they got a right to, because you look at teams like Houston. Houston is one of them teams that the way they're starting off this season is compared to the way they started off when they won a championship a couple of years ago. You got Springer first in pretty much everything.
George Springer,
He's killing the game right now.
Yep.
You know, they everybody on that team can pretty much hit. You know, so and you seeing some of the teams that you kind of think that's going to be there in the postseason starting to show that flavor right now. You know, the Bostons, the Yankees, the Cubs are starting to do some stuff. They
Yeah, Chris Bryant had 3 home runs last night.
Oh, did he? Bing, bing, bing. I love
Yeah.
it. My father would have been happy about that.
Yeah.
Like I said, the Dodgers is doing their thing right now. Minnesota, I didn't expect them to come out the gate like they are.
Yeah, no one did.
But, you know, baseball is exciting right now. Patrick has sent, did you get that Instagram that Patrick has sent about, what's the guy that's first and everything? It's right here. Let me pull it up. You can go ahead and go into something else. I'll pull that up for you.
Well, we know Bellinger is first in everything, in every major category. Even Christian Yelich is still, you know, funny stat about Christian Yelich. He only has 1 home run when he's not playing at home. All of his home runs have come from home base, which is interesting. Go out there and watch Shane Bieber, a pitcher for the Cleveland Indians. He's on my fantasy team. Not a well-known guy. I think he's the 3rd or 4th guy in the rotation, but he's actually pitching like the 1st guy in the rotation, so that's pretty sweet. I'm trying to think who else to watch for baseball. I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head.
Well, just don't watch the White Sox. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Don't watch the California zone. The California. I can't find what Patrick sent to me.
It's all right.
But Patrick sent a good little text and he was saying something. I know he was talking about Springer, but he was.
Yeah.
It's another player that I want to mention, and you know I can't get it right now, so I'll save it for next week's show. That's for real.
Okay. Well, that's why baseball's a long season, so we'll have more baseball hype and no hype later on. But because right now we're focusing on the NBA. The NBA, now we're down to 2 teams left in the NBA.
Yes, sir.
Where we have Milwaukee and Toronto, and then we have Portland and Golden State Warriors. Mm-hmm. Now both games are at 2 games to nothing apiece. Now a lot of the guys were going to throw this hype out at you. It's over. 2-0, it's over. You know, when teams are up 2-0, they have a 95% chance to go on winning. You know, they're 55-5, you know, in those opportunities or something like that. I don't want to say it's over. I do want to say, remember that text message I sent you when Golden State won their game 2 and they came from behind? I left work and Golden State was down by like 13 points. I'm in my car driving to a restaurant. And literally that drive, which was 13 minutes away, within that 13 minutes, they came roaring back. And it's crazy because we think of Golden State as like this, we rain threes all the time. They don't. I was able to watch the 4th quarter, and it was all backdoor cuts, layups. Like, they passed that ball like it's a hot potato. They played great team basketball. None of this ISO ball like Harden and like Kyrie.
Right.
They're more into, hey, team basketball. Funny stat. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, KD is out. They're going to be a different team. They're going to be not as good. They are a different team. In fact, they could be better, in my opinion. You know, they've won 29 of their last 30 games without Kevin Durant.
Wow, that's a good
They're
stat.
30-4 without Durant.
Awesome stat.
I think they're a better team, in my opinion. What I call this in my hype. Mm-hmm. In my hype, they're a better team without Durant.
I think in your no hype,
They're still a better team
Yeah.
without Durant. I'm going to say that as well. Is that an indictment on KD? I also heard that they're trying to coddle Kevin Durant. Like, oh, it's okay, man. Hey, dude, like we got this, bro. Like they're trying to keep him in Golden State because they're performing so well. Right. They're thinking, oh shoot, KD might be thinking, oh wait, they don't need me. Let me go to another spot.
Well, they're gonna pat him on the head, but they need to kind of speak to his ego a little bit.
Sure.
And get him down a little bit. Golden State is in a win-win situation. The reason why I say that is because if they lose, they can use that as a good ploy to keep Kevin Durant's ego in Golden State.
Right.
Because now Kevin Durant doesn't look like an accessory. He doesn't look like a luxury. He looks like an accessory.
Right.
You couldn't win a championship without Kevin Durant. If you win without Kevin Durant, you still win because now you're not handcuffed by one player. You know that you can win without him.
Right.
So that's why I say it's a win-win. And like what we were talking about earlier before the show, we was talking about Steph. Pretty much what's happening is with Golden State, I'm looking at Steph Curry turning to Shazam. Copyright DC or whatever, on that.
Yeah.
But literally, what happens is when he's with KD, he's the little boy that's on the team. He can have these good games. He still lights out. He's still an engine that could, and he can go. But when KD is not there, Shazam! He can take on the role of KD. He's a better Steph, and he's just pretty much unstoppable. I call him David from the Bible, David and Goliath. The way he shoots that jump shot is like shooting a slingshot. When he shoots that three-pointer, the Oracle's arena goes nuts like somebody dunked the ball. Everybody stepped up. Iguodala is playing crazy.
He did a great steal, by the way, at the end of the game.
Oh, his defense is incredible.
Yeah. And then look at on Damian Lillard's face after that game was over. He was just like,
yeah.
And you could see, that's why I'm like, the Kalima, like, ripped the heart out. That's why I sent you that emoji. Because I was like, they were up there. You know, Portland was like, oh man, like, we can do this. And then they just came in and just ripped their heart out. And just the look on Damian Lillard's face was like, oh no.
Well, that's when you go from being, which Portland has a great system, but that's when you start playing hero ball. And when you start playing that hero ball, all of a sudden you start giving the ball to players who haven't touched the ball in a while. It turns into, like, you know, I heard Steven Jackson use this on Fox one time on the Fox Sports show. He says it feels like a grenade because you get the ball and now all of a sudden I'm supposed to do something with the ball and I haven't touched the ball in 4-5 minutes and the clock is running down 5 seconds and now you decide to pass me the ball and I got to hurry up and do something with hot potato. So you got to keep that synergy going throughout the team. That's what Golden State is beautiful at. You never see hero ball on that team. You just compliment.
And even defensively, they're doing pretty well. They got Portland out of their element a little bit. Even towards the end, Portland was jacking up all these three-pointers at the end. I think they went 0 for 8 down the stretch in three-pointers because they were trying too hard. Because they know that because they were losing essentially.
Well, I believe that game was lost because of the coaching at the end. I like Terry Stout, but he went with Hood and Seth. Seth was shooting really good, but you had too many guards out there. And when you got Lumi being guarded by players like, you know, McCullough, CJ McCullough, you know, he's going to take advantage of that. He's 7 foot.
Even McCullough was like 0 for 10 like down the stretch as well.
Well, that's my point. When you got too much dribbling from the point guard who normally passes the ball and now I don't get the ball, I'm cold. That's just what happens. And that's old school basketball. You just have one player just dominate the game and then the rest of the team goes cold. Today's game is about getting that ball around, running that system, flowing through, and if you can't do that, then game over. So
you're like almost backdoor cut stat. If you watch that, I mean, Golden State was laying up left and right in that game, which is pretty wild.
Draymond comes down. I'm gonna tell you one play that really threw me for a loop. Draymond comes down dribbling to his right hand. He comes all the way down the court. No one stops him. He's able to go coast to coast, lay up the ball. That turned that whole game around to me. At that point in time, that's when Golden State knew that they had that game. So as far as I'm concerned, you know, unless Portland goes back to playing the way that they used to play, play the way that they need to play or the way that they played that got them to where they're at now, if they don't go back to that, it's over with. And McCullough is as quality as it comes. Skip Bayless likes to call Portland the Crash Brothers instead of the Splash Brothers. I think that's unfair. I think CJ.
I agree.
You know, if going to Bleacher Report, going to Game of Zones, which is I advise everybody to watch Game of Zones.
You got me hooked on it.
If you watch Game of Zones, you will understand the NBA. I love everything with Game of. Hey, Game of Zones. If y'all want to put a no hype in there, have Seth and I sitting up there calling out, I'll be more than happy. You got my permission to create the character. As far as I'm concerned, that what they call the God of light chemistry, the God of light chemistry, shines down on Portland, and that's the reason why they're so successful, because of their team chemistry that supersedes those great ball players. Right. Well, when they're not passing the ball, they don't have that chemistry, so that they're losing that superpower edge that makes them the trailblazers. So they got to get back to whipping. Make a long story short, that's already too long. You got to whip that ball around.
Hype, I want to see this go 7. For obvious reasons as a sports fan. Okay. No hype, I think it's going to go 4. I mean...
I don't. I'm going to say...
Like I'm saying, I hope it doesn't, but just the way that they're playing, and like I said, just keep Kali Mod, Damian Lillard, I'm going to say 4.
Okay, so the typical fan would say, you know what?
It's over.
If I'm a Golden State guy, I'm sitting around saying, oh, this is over. And then if I'm a Portland person, I'm like, they suck. They're not coming back from this because you're like, I've seen this before. As a casual fan who could care less whoever wins either way. The way I see it and the respect I have for Damian Lillard is they had that game. If they're smart, they're going to carry that confidence into tonight's game. And I'm seeing them winning tonight's game.
Okay.
In my no hype.
Gotcha.
In my hype, I still believe that, in my hype, I believe they can win. I believe that they're going to win tonight.
Okay.
I believe, if anything, Game 4 is the game that is hard for me to call because Steve Curry is so great with making adjustments. Steph Curry is one of the best IQs in the game. Klay Thompson, Draymond. So they're not the type of people that's going to let you beat them more than once. And with that being said, I mean, unless you got the firepower that Houston had that could, beat them like they did when they went home. I believe that Golden State is going to probably win Game 4. Portland is going to take that and win Game 5 in Golden State. You heard it here first. Portland is going to win Game 3, win Game 5 in my hype, and then I believe that Golden State is going to wrap it up in 6 games. So
Okay.
my hype is 6 games. My no hype is 5 games.
You said you were very specific, 3 and 5. They're going to win game 3 and 5.
3 and
Okay.
5. I believe that they're going to go because Damon is from Oakland. In my hype again, I'm putting all the stuff together. The minutiae. Right?
There you go. Attaboy.
Putting that. He's from Oakland. This is the last time that they'll be able to play at that Oracle because they're going to be in San Francisco next year. He's wore it on his chest. The number 0 represents Oakland for him. Everything when he's all about that Oaktown. And the show that he put on, I think he tried too hard the other day. And when he gets back to Golden State, he has some unfinished business. So that's what I'm going off of. And that's all hype. Of course, no hype. Steph, Klay, Draymond, you guys are killers. Steve Kerr's system is outstanding. That bench is is back to form. Iguodala is back to MVP Finals. Iguodala again. That defense that he's playing, he look like he's playing with the Philadelphia 76ers again. So that's my thing on Golden State and Portland.
Okay. Eastern Conference is
They have a Giannis.
yeah, Giannis. I was listening to the stats, and even Kawhi for Toronto only had 5 shots in the first half. Like, that's their guy. I don't know why he's not taking that many shots, or if they're playing good defense on him. Or I was able to watch a little bit of the second half of that game 2 yesterday. I mean, they were just up huge. I'm a ride home from work yesterday. They were already up by 25 points. It was ridiculous. It wasn't even at halftime yet.
Well, like Max Kellerman would say, Milwaukee has a Giannis. It's like when he got that term from the Avengers when they said that we have a Hulk.
We have a Hulk,
Iron
yeah.
Man, we have a Hulk. Giannis is playing like a supernatural, out of this world player. He grips the basketball like a golf ball. He's able to pump fake, control the ball. I've never seen anybody do what he's doing right now. He's long, he's fast, he's strong, he's smart, he's not selfish. He's playing within a great system. He's ferocious.
He's a freak.
He's a freak.
Yeah.
He doesn't like the other team. He's happy, like Eric said last week. He's happy to be in Milwaukee.
Sure.
He's wearing that on his chest. He wants to bring a chip home to Milwaukee. TNT was breaking down how the vibe in Milwaukee is just so great inside and outside. Shaq was, talking about how everything was. And so you look, this might be the new basketball championship home. It might be leaving
I hope so.
North California and going right back to the Midwest. And Milwaukee is so close to Chicago. Chicago doesn't have good ball right now, so they're gonna draw all those fans. It's nothing but a quick little ride, up north a little bit, an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you're in Milwaukee. So, with that being said, I still think Toronto can, just gonna pull off a couple of games.
Yeah, but I agree. I don't think that this series is dead or over.
Right.
All those guys on, those other networks. Oh, it's over. Oh my God. I don't want to go that far. I do think Toronto has a fighter's chance to get back into the series for sure when they play at home. So I mean, they got a Kawhi. They got
a Kawhi, but Kawhi. Yeah, they got a Kawhi, and you don't know how Kawhi is at home. So when Kawhi get home, well, you do know how Kawhi is because he won the Game 7. He had Game 7 winner in the last series. Again, you need Laurie to step up.
Yes.
When Laurie steps up, it throws off the synergy of the team. I don't know if anybody knows that. I've been hearing reports that, Toronto wasted the game when Lowry put up 31 points. And they don't understand. Sometimes, you know how we sometimes use the word addition?
By subtraction. Yep.
Well, in this situation, with him putting up those points, it took away, to me, the synergy of Toronto. Danny Green gets the ball with 3-4 seconds left. You asking him to dribble the ball after, Lowry is trying to put on a show. Kawhi's getting touches here and there. Kawhi didn't have a good game. Kawhi looked, actually, to make a long story, to be honest with you, Kawhi in fourth quarter, he looked fatigued. He looked gassed.
Okay.
And
Are you saying Lowry's trying to do too much?
I think that he's trying to help Kawhi, but
Okay.
in his helping Kawhi,
It's throwing everything
it's
off.
throwing everything off. Remember
Okay.
when we was talking about ball-dominant point guards?
Yes.
Unless you shoot like Steph Curry, a ball-dominant point guard kills the floor of the team.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I think that in order for them to win, it's almost like when I talk about my boy, you got to keep the shot selections down. You got to pass the ball. You need to be a minimum 14, 16, maybe 20 points out of high. But when when you making 30 points from that position, and you got a Kawhi, and you got, Danny Green who can put up some numbers, you got Siakam who needs to be putting up some numbers, they're not going to get it.
Do you know who that reminds me of a little bit? Trying too hard?
Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it.
Is there a parallel there at all, do you think?
Parallel.
Yeah?
I
To
just
Westbrook
said
a little
that.
bit?
I just said the day of ball dominant point guards is over with. In my no hype, it's the truth. As much as I love to see certain players control the ball and put up numbers that's astronomical, and it doesn't flow. When you look at Golden State, Scott Van Pelt.
Very unselfish.
And they're very selfish, and Scott Van Pelt always likes to call it basketball porn. And he uses that because of the way that when you watch them play, you almost start like, you don't know what you're watching. It's just a good feeling that's going on, or a bad, whatever it is. You feeling something. You like, wait a minute, I'm experiencing something that this is different than what I'm used to.
Yeah.
So, Golden State, they got the blueprint on basketball. That's why in Game of Zones, they always have them as the Golden Kingdom. And as far as how they do everything, it's the blueprint because of that system.
Hype and no hype on the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm gonna go hype. Hype, I'm gonna say 7, because you always want to see, a long series, I guess, because Game 7s in the playoffs are always great. Whether it be basketball, hockey, baseball, doesn't matter what sport, those are always the best. No hype, I'm gonna go 5. Okay. I really think Milwaukee, crushed them yesterday. Gentlemen's, sure, just like against, because yes.
A gentleman's sweep.
No, gentleman's sweep is, yeah. Well, isn't it like you win one, you lose one, then you win the next 4? Just like what they did to
Or you
to
just
the Celtics.
win one game.
Yeah.
You just win one game in the series, and then you just you lost the series 4-1.
Yeah, I think Toronto, they're gonna split when they go to Toronto the next 2 games, in my opinion, and then they're gonna come back to Milwaukee and then take it. So no hype, 5, hype 7.
Okay. So I'm thinking my hype is 7 definitely. The reason why I want the series to go 7 is because although I'm still a little hurt with KD, yes, it's been 3 years. But when
Why are you hurt with KD?
You know why I'm hurt with KD? We don't need to bring
I don't
up
know why.
stuff. You don't need to start bringing stuff out of the closet. We
Tell
talk
everybody.
about this all the time. We don't need to
tell
bring up
them.
KD. I don't need to tell them.
I forgot.
They already know why.
I don't know.
Listen, you already know why I'm upset with KD.
No, I don't.
I don't want to go there about KD, because I'm in I'm in another place right now when it comes to KD.
Wasn't he a free agent?
Listen.
Was he a free agent?
Free is not always free.
Was he a free agent?
Listen.
Yes or no?
Listen, he is the best player on the planet. At the time, he was just a smidget, not like a smidget, a small part away from LeBron. He could have carried, we're going to say, the team to the championship. I'm not going to, I got my 10-4 on. He started talking with Steve Kerr in game 5, 6, 4, 5, and 6.
We're going to have a conspiracy show.
Yeah, okay, so I don't want to go there.
Because he knows what he was talking to Steve Kerr about on the court.
I do. I know.
They
He
were
said,
like
I'm
this,
going
and
to
he
Golden
said, hey,
State
I'm going to go
next
to
year.
Golden State.
Okay, but with that being said, getting back to my point, I want these games to go 7 in the hype because I realize how much I miss Kevin Durant. As
Do you want to see him back?
I want to see him back.
I don't want to see him back.
I do. I want to see him back. I want to see him back because if he comes back, then it's going to rule out the fact that I think that it's an Achilles tear.
Yeah, I don't think it is. It's not an Achilles tear.
They say it's a strain.
Yeah.
But but Steve Kerr even said he didn't expect him to be out so long.
Okay.
They saying that Kevin Durant is still like limping, and Kevin Durant is still like, I don't know if he's even able to shoot right now.
Yeah.
So for me to see him come back in the finals and play would give me relief that okay, we've got a chance to see Durant next year coming back, because I don't like it when the talent just wipes away. I didn't like it when we lost Rudy Gay back in the day when Portland, because he was injured and we didn't get a chance to see Odom be able to be the player that when you got certain talents, you want Brandon Roy, all these different things. You got all these great players and they're done because of an injury. You never know what they were able to do. So.
Question for you: is Kevin Durant a free agent? Yes or no?
You just going right back to that free agent. He was a free agent who wasn't free.
So, not free. Why not?
Because that was his franchise, man.
He's a free agent. He can go wherever he wants.
Okay, I know that he was a free agent.
Just like LeBron.
We are beating a dead horse. And we shouldn't do that because the Preakness is coming up. And we shouldn't talk about beating dead horses because we don't want any calls from Peter. So we want to leave this alone, okay?
No,
we're going to change our subject right now. It's not going to be...
Hold on. It's like, we all get mad at LeBron because he left Cleveland.
He was a
I know you didn't, but those crazy fans were like burning jerseys and whatnot. Oh my God, you left Cleveland. He's a free agent. He can do whatever he wants. You don't make a big stink about anybody else.
I gave him a pair of Kevin Durant shoes. I didn't burn a jersey. I gave him a pair of Kevin Durant shoes, and I think I gave away a couple of my Kevin Durant T-shirts. Because before Russell blew up, I was getting a ton of OKC stuff with Kevin Durant. I'm really not trying to go into the subject. I feel like I'm being forced and pushed, like I'm being pushed over a cliff. Because I'm trying to become.
This is like our conversations at work.
Every day, every second, every minute, I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to keep my blood pressure down. Shangri-La, Woosah, from Martin
You need to go have a talk with
Boy.
Phil Jackson, man.
Yeah.
The Zen Master.
Yeah. Yeah. And
wait, speaking of Zen Master, let's segue into this. What did Phil Jackson do? What was like his claim to fame, so to speak?
That offense is the way it coaches.
The triangle offense, right? I would say they're what? Their system.
Yes, sir.
So we were having a conversation this week. We're like, hey man, we kind of organically came into this system talk. Golden State has this system. It doesn't matter who you put in there. You could put, a sack of potatoes. As long as that sack of potatoes is doing what they're supposed to do in that system, you're gonna do well. Remember Mo Spates? Oh my God, he's so good with Golden State.
Can't do nothing now.
I don't even know where he is.
Right.
Who else? Harrison Barnes.
Harrison Barnes.
He was so good in that system. Now is he with Dallas?
He with Dallas. He's average, but he's not as great as he was.
But he wanted that max contract, right? That's why they had to get rid of him.
Right.
He goes to Dallas, gets his big contract. Now I don't even know anything about him.
I'll give you a
nothing.
name. Local. Eric Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe was with Phoenix.
Yep.
You sound like Mike Jones. Mike Jones, who? But Eric Bledsoe was here in Phoenix, won it out, got to Milwaukee, lights out. Lights out. If you watch him playing right now,
so he's in a better system.
He's in that Mike Budenholzer system.
Okay.
And he's playing awesome.
Yep.
So you put a great player or a good player in a great system, he becomes better.
Yep.
You put a great player in a great system, he becomes out of this world.
Yeah.
But you put a great player in no system, he doesn't have a chance.
Yeah. Just like the New England Patriots, that system. You put anybody in that system. I'm going to say this. This might be controversial. I'm not trying to be overly controversial, but you put any quarterback in that system.
Now you're controversial.
Look at the record without Tom Brady. Remember that year in 2008 when hold on. In 2008 when he got injured against Kansas City in the first game towards ACL, that Matt Castle came into that system. They went 11-5. That 11-5 record got him a contract with, it was either Minnesota or Kansas City. What did he do?
Nothing. He wet the bed.
And then he was out of the league, a few years later. And then anybody else. Wes Welker, 100 catches every season. Goes somewhere else, you don't even know where he is.
Right.
Vince Wilfork, he was still good even when he left.
Yeah, he was good.
He went to Houston. You don't hear much about him. Any of those
You
guys,
don't hear
man.
about him, but he's tearing it up in Houston. You just don't hear about
but
him.
I think he's retired now.
Yeah, but when he was playing in Houston, you know, he was holding it down because you would hear about him and JJ Watt, just because he was mentoring Watts. But getting back to your point about the Brady.
Yeah.
As great as that system was in New England, it's all it is right now.
Yeah.
It's similar to Steve Kerr having Steph Curry.
Sure.
It's certain players that have to make that system be a system. Jordan had to buy into Phil Jackson's system, and once he bought into Phil Jackson's system, it created that I've been using the word synergy throughout the rest of the team to buy into the system. If your best player can buy into the system, then and they can perform at a high level, then the system flows.
They were 1-9. Jordan was 1-9 in the playoffs without. This was before Phil Jackson.
Oh yeah. But
1-9 in the playoffs. Think about that for a second. The greatest player of all time, 1-9. We seem to forget about those early Jordan years. You know.
I don't. I remember.
Well, he's from Chicago.
Chicago. I watched him every year, and I cried every year, and listened to people say that he never went. But that's another tangent. When it goes to Brady, I brought all that up because I don't believe that New England system. Belichick, as great as he is, without Brady, Castle and Garoppolo did not play in the Super Bowl. They did not bring a Super Bowl.
True.
Yeah, you can put anybody.
They performed well. They won 11-5.
Yeah, but you can win against certain teams in regular season, and that's true to the system.
Right.
But what makes that system out of this world is the combination of two forces, and it's either the best player on the team buying in, and the coach, and that system just flows because everybody knows that if this dude is bought in, then I don't have a chance. I'm just a mediocre player. I can't sit around here and call my own shots.
Sure.
You look at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has they had a great system. Mike Tomlin,
Steelers? Okay.
the Steelers,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
Mike Tomlin was a respectable coach.
Yeah.
And still he decided to have preferential treatment for Le'Veon Bell and Antonio, like Sonny would call MF and Brown. As soon as he had that, there you go, Sonny, that's for you.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden his credibility goes down as far as the way he coaches, and that system is shattered. Now you're hoping that Juju Schuster, keeps things going. But you know why you're able to keep a system going? Because the best player on the team is Ben Roethlisberger, and Tomlin is there. So now you can, get that system going again.
Another system, the West Coast offense with the 49ers, back in the 80s and early 90s.
Yes, sir.
I'm also going to say the greatest show on turf. That was the Rams in 99, 2000. That was a fantastic system. I know we're going all football here, and we've had a couple basketball analogies. Hockey, the left wing lock, Scotty Bowman, Detroit Red Wings, and then the New Jersey Devils picked it up in the early 2000s. They got a couple rings out of that.
Yeah, I remember that Detroit Red Wings. The 90s Red Wings team with Bowman and Yzerman, Coffey, Fedorov.
Yeah.
And I forgot who's their goalie. The goalie was ridiculous too.
Back then, I don't remember their goalie. They did have Dominic Hasek later on.
Okay, Hasek. Dominator was ridiculous. I remember him.
Yeah. So there's some good systems. For baseball, I'm trying to think of some systems in baseball. You got to have good players. You got to have good pitching.
So my baseball systems is Boston. Boston's always right now. They always play small ball. When what's my man Epstein, what's the guy that's over with
Theo Epstein.
Theo Epstein.
Gotcha. When
he got there, he created this system in Boston since early 2000s, and that's still carrying over now. They may not make the playoffs every year, but every other year they'll be in there.
Yeah.
Houston now, I think that they currently have a great system going on.
Astros?
Okay. They're beautiful. I'm talking baseball, all baseball. St. Louis Cardinals, whether they're in there this year or next year, depending on who the coach is, the front office, they find a way to make it happen and find a way to be relevant. They have a great system. The Yankees, his favorite team, the New York Yankees, has an awesome system from the top down. They may not be championship every year, but at least they're somewhat relevant.
System.
Yeah, well, they're farm, but it's a system.
Yeah.
The Indians, Cleveland baseball franchise, Cleveland got a good system going on right now. I like what they're doing. The Cubs, of course, Theo Epstein being over with the Cubs, he brought that Boston over. And the Giants, you know, they've been irrelevant for the past couple of years, but I got to go off of past 15 years.
Sure.
I think that they're a good system.
Yeah, because we're talking, you know, the Niners, you know, back in the 80s. So we can talk, you know, any system from any era, any year. You know?
Okay, and then my basketball system currently right now would be Golden State, Steve Kerr, number 1. Number 2 system, Mike Budenholzer, what he's doing with Milwaukee. You know, he's got that team flowing. Of course, Jason Kidd, you get credit for a lot of that. But I always look at Jason Kidd like
would you give Mark Jackson credit in Golden State?
Yep. I give Mark Jackson credit for getting Golden State here to be able to pass it off to Steve Kerr to take them here. Okay. So it's like I said, it's like Doug Collins. Doug Collins brought the Bulls here, and then Phil Jackson took over, and I couldn't believe that they was about to let Doug Collins go when we finally started winning playoff series. But Jerry Krause.
We guys were winning because the Celtics in Detroit got old.
No, we were winning because Jordan found a way to pass the ball because Phil Jackson told him, if you want to win a championship, you got to give Scotty and Horace the ball. And pretty much that's what happened. Scotty and Horace.
But how old was like Larry, Magic, and Isaiah back then?
I mean, Magic was he was.
The good teams got old, and Jordan just came in at the right time with the right coach.
Well, you can say that. You can say that about everything. Detroit was kicking our behinds. The Knicks
every year.
I mean, so Detroit took over when the Lakers was getting. I mean, that's just the nature of the game. But eventually, you got to find a way to take down champ. Golden State is 5 years doing this thing.
Yeah.
They're old, but they still find a way to do it. But we see Milwaukee as, hey, this is a team that can beat them. Reason why is because Golden State doesn't have KD.
Right.
Now, if Golden State had KD, we'd be like, oh no, it's still Giannis is still gonna have to probably wait a couple of years.
Yeah.
So to me, I hear what you're saying, hype wise and no hype wise, but my thing is that the Bulls got their system together, and at that point in time, they was able to beat people when they were young, even going up until '98 when they were an older team. We was fighting teams that was up and coming.
Right.
The Seattle Supersonics in '96 when we had the perfect record. They was young and up and coming.
72 and
the
10 Bulls.
72 and 10 Bulls. The Utah, when we was beating Utah in '97 and '98, that team wasn't young, but they wasn't old. But Stockton and Malone was one of the greatest combinations put together, and they could not and Jerry Sloan is one of the greatest coaches in the game, and they could not find a way to beat that Michael Jordan. Is this your boy calling? No, I thought he was calling. Okay. Another system, Portland. I like what they're doing in Portland right now, Terry Stotts. I like the Clippers system. Doc Rivers, Jerry West, all them guys. Miami.
But the Clippers haven't done anything.
But the Clippers system right now, I'm talking current systems right now. So I know that you said certain teams you was going in the past. I'm talking current systems.
Sure.
In my hype right now. I'm not hype and no hype. I think I'm going both ways. Okay. Clippers system is good. Toronto system is up and coming. Boston system, because you got Danny Ainge there, has the potential of being good.
But their system works better without Kyrie. We talked about ISO ball.
Definitely.
Yeah, they got further in the playoffs last year than this year.
Definitely.
You know, that was without Kyrie. We talked about that last week.
Yeah.
Do you know who doesn't have a system? Who needs a system?
Say it. Say it. Say it.
Oklahoma City.
Yeah, you was gonna say Phoenix.
You gotta get rid of Billy Donovan.
Yeah, I was thinking that you was gonna say, let's just get rid of Billy Donovan and not get rid of Russell Westbrook. My mother-in-law told me that the paper came out and they said, let's get rid of Russell Westbrook. My mother.
Finally,
don't cheer that on. My mother-in-law loves me, and she said that, and that broke my heart because she never would say anything to break my heart. My mother-in-law loves me,
but
she knows how I feel about
because
Russell.
you're in your hype so much. Like get into the no hype zone. Maybe you do need to get rid of Russell Westbrook. And
we're going back to our systems right now. So and you know, like I was saying, and the NFL, you have the Patriots, you have the Steelers, you have Kansas City, who you know you can't knock down Andy Reid. See how I changed subject really quick. You got the Rams.
Andy Reid runs a great system. I mean, wherever he's gone, he's won. Yeah, fantastic system guy.
The Rams system right now, I believe, currently got a good system.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seattle, I think, has a good system, consistency, and New Orleans. Although I'm not a big fan of the owner, I think that they're consistent as far as how they run things, especially when they let Sean Payton do what he needs to do. Yeah. So that's my system, and if you want to go into college basketball, Duke, Kansas, and North Carolina, they always got a good system. So.
Well, you can also say Gonzaga's got a good system up there.
Heck of a system.
I gotta say Gonzaga. I mean, this kind of off the just a tangent here a little bit. Gonzaga, get into a real conference. get out of the
No, they
whack
can't-
or get out of the
yeah,
MWAC, whatever you're in, man. Play some real teams, man. Stop playing teams like San Francisco and like Northeastern Academy Tech, Idaho, Northern, whatever. You know, play some real schools, man. So,
Well, you know who else got a good system? Alice Performance Training. That's who got a great system. I just want to let you know how we train.
y'all want to come work
Y'all
out?
want to come work out?
We'll hook you up.
Our system is off the chain.
Yes. Hey, you got anything else for? Hey, if you guys have a system that you guys want to talk about or that you think in sports, put it in the comments. You know, let us know. We'll shout you out next week if you want.
Yeah, we need to know about your systems, and we need some.
And we need some conspiracy stuff.
Conspiracies. Send it to us.
Once the NBA and the NHL playoffs are done, we want to have a conspiracy show. We want to have a couple people on, and we want to have. This show could take a long time, man.
That's fine. We're gonna sit around the round table with tinfoil hats.
Yes.
And we're gonna sit.
Because all you guys are conspiracy people. I am not a conspiracy guy.
He is the biggest conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. That's a conspiracy right there. He's a conspiracy theorist. I don't care what he say. He is a conspiracy.
Give me an example.
You know, you got a way of always trying to say that these people are trying to do this, and these people are trying. That sounds like
not an example. That's not an example.
No, because you go.
That's no example.
All day long, you argue sport. Anybody who knows.
I don't argue. I conversate. I have a conversation.
See what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. This is what I got to do.
Are we arguing in sports right now?
We're not arguing. See what I'm saying?
This is a sports conversation.
This is how we deal. Anybody who knows Seth, all y'all who know Seth, every client that he deals with is a conversation about sports. There's certain people that walk through the door that calls him Chief Spreading Bull. Because they think, and that's to you, Mark, that's because they know that he's going to try to hit you with his viewpoint, and he's going to, first of all, he's going to lure you in by asking, what's your team? And he's going to go tell your team a new one. He's going to rip your team a new one.
Incorrect. That is so incorrect, man.
The first day I met him, he said, what's your team when, okay, I said, okay, see, I'm just talking.
That was easy. That's an easy one to tear into.
I spent the first, I
that.
couldn't wait to get into my session, so I couldn't finish talking. But that's him. That's this dude. So, yeah, we need conspiracies from you.
If you want to be on this conspiracy show,
Yep.
let us know, man. We want to get you on there and talk conspiracy, and you guys are all going to look silly.
But
Every single one of you.
My hype, this is the greatest partner to work with. I love working with him. And that's
It's fun,
hype
it's
and
fun.
no hype at the same time.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Got you, brother.
And with that, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning into episode 14.
Yes, sir.
Like, share, subscribe, all that, YouTube jargon stuff.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to say that like, share, subscribe. We got that from my pastor, Pastor Scott Anderson at Living Word. They do daily, wake up, daily show every day. They claim it's the #1 show in the universe. I believe it because I watch it and I spread it out. So I just want to make sure that is hype and no hype. I love my church and I love Living Word. But when we say like, Pastor Scott always says, like, share, and subscribe. So I want to give credit where credit's due. Him and Pastor Jason, they say it all the time. So, hey, hopefully y'all can do the same thing and make us the #1 sports YouTube show out there and wherever else we go. So,
Sweet.
peace
All right,
and
guys.
blessings to y'all.
See you next week.
Yes.